Here we go. Welcome back, everyone. So today we are uh we're diving a little deeper. We're getting into the exercise and the practice of what we've been talking about over the last 2 days. And Donna, I'm glad you liked the replay. Wow, that's so great. Yeah, man. Let me tell you, my cosmic team was really happy about these. I After I got off yesterday, it was like they gave me this surfboard. And I'm saying after I did the talk yesterday, it's like they gave me this surfboard and I was just like surfing on this like cool high and enjoying the vibes of the moon and the sun. And they just gave me so much love yesterday after I was done. It's really important for you guys. If you have a vision or if there's something inside of you that you feel like you want to share, but you really don't want to share it because you're shy, but you really feel like you should, I definitely say share it, because a lot of times what you're sharing is not just it's not just this selfish narcissistic act that you need to share with somebody. It's really information that's coming through from spirit or from the divine. And there's no other way to know that until you just kind of take the leap and do it. So yesterday they just filled me up with so much good love and juice, and I was so amped about you guys and about your work and just getting the sense that my role here for you guys is really just so basic. It's just kind of like helping you open up the door, but that there's so many of you that have such important work here. And when you walk through that door and really start executing your superpowers, essentially your deeper work, and you really start letting yourself let go of the old world, let go of those things that are trying to die off in your life, like whatever it is, like your old work, your old relationship, your old way of relating to your family, or whatever. When you let it die, it's such a blessing and a gift. So let it die, because you guys have important, amazing work to do. And they really gave me that sense that I was in a way um just kind of like almost like a bridge, but the real work is with you guys. Like there's just going to be a lot of good stuff coming out of your hearts, your minds. So I really am glad that you're here listening to this. And also I just want to say, please listen to your guidance and those dreams, that are percolating inside of you. They also want you to know that these three this series is like an activation. Some of you are already feeling some of the energy of it. But really take heed to the things that really resonated with you, those messages that really came through that you're like, oh my God, yes, that's me. Because that really is spiritual guidance. That really is kind of a deeper truth emerging for you. And so they really want you to uh, take it to heart. Cheryl literally had a funeral for her old me. I know, I know, I know. Yeah, I'm rocking some new vibes these days too, big time. So we're gonna do a special practice that's really like a spiritual. What they told me was it's like a spiritual DNA activation. We're gonna do that today. But first, I just want to remind you a little bit about what we talked about over the last few days. If you're catching number three, make sure to go watch number one and number two, because number three will make a whole lot more sense if you've seen the prior two live streams that I've done about your cosmic superpowers. So we talked about how the whole planet is graduating, and now you have access to deeper resources, new spiritual gifts, cosmic gifts, and part of that process is a dying away of the old self. So sometimes it can feel really shitty when it's happening. We can go into dark places when it's happening, but it's really important to know that it's all headed somewhere, and that you have to keep your mind disciplined about how far dark you want it to go. Just hold the space, hold the light, and feel into the new light that's emerging. And they did have a special message for you, so I'm going to read that to you in a little bit. We talked about gold workers as opposed to light workers. I know some people identify with being dark workers, some people are light workers, and gold workers are somewhere in between. So, gold worker, we talked about that in detail. And if you're, kind of you're here to do good work, but you're grounded and cranky, more than likely you're a gold worker, and gold workers are here to transform darkness into gold, essentially. So we talked about the fact that you're a star and a child, a creator, god or goddess, or whatever you want to call it, whatever your favorite word for that term would be. And we talked about yesterday a lot about the cosmic drama and trauma that can happen, or that has happened to each of us, that really blocks our full potential and truly igniting the God fire inside of us. And when that God fire gets ignited, you may have had little bursts of this. When the God fire gets ignited, you get more synchronicities. Things seem to flow a little better. You manifest things a lot faster. Things kind of seem to just kind of go your way or land on your lap. Um, and so what is happening now is now we have the opportunity to become more conscious. And you may have heard of the term Christ consciousness or cosmic consciousness. Our mind and also our egos, the part that the new age and spiritual circles have accidentally, very wrongly demonized, that part of us is what is becoming illuminated, and or it's one of the aspects that's becoming illuminated. And so when your ego becomes illuminated, that's when you really achieve Christ consciousness, because you are consciously God, like a God, a creator God in the body. You have a connection to a powerful wisdom, powerful love, and you begin to discern what your party is, why you came here, and how you wanted to party, what you wanted to create. Um, so so that's what this series is really about. It's about allowing this process to unfold, because it's not going to be a given. It's really an invitation for people, because look around you, some total and complete dumbasses that are cut off from love and not giving a shit, right? They just think everything else is everyone else's problem and it's their fault. It's their fault. Right? Oh my gosh. So so it's like I said, it's an invitation. It's not going to be a given. There will be certain people who will be able to access this kind of love and support and divinity. And if you're finding me, you're kind of already on that track. You're working with angels. There's something inside of you that knows that there's something there that you can't put out under a microscope. So good for you. I know the angels and my spiritual life totally saved my life. But if I went down a religious road, a structured religious road, my life would, be totally different, right? So we also talked about dismantling the old ways of thinking and framing, and really developing an authentic connection with spirit, with the divine, which is absolutely possible. An authentic relationship with nature, an authentic relationship with birds and animals and all of that. Um, so so that's kind of what we're going for. We're looking for people like you to feel into this truth, to commit to doing your inner work, so that you can bring your slice of heaven down to the planet. And this slice of heaven is an actual energetic field that when you invite people into this field, they participate in it and they get awakened, right? Or um, they get activated. So it's like when your inner spark, your God spark, becomes a little bigger, becomes a flame, and then becomes eventually an inferno, then you accidentally can light up and transmute the darkness around you and support other people in doing the same. So we're looking for these little fire gods inside of us to come back to life, to become resurrected. And that is the process. I also talked about my 2 day training, deep dive, workshop, whatever you want to call it. Um, that is really about turning that spark into a flame and really just clearing out the cosmic bullshit. And so we stop working out the God's problems and we start working on ourselves and becoming sovereign and beings of service to the divine. Hi, Joy. Oh my gosh, good to see you. Hi, Jen. Oh my God. I just love seeing you guys. Okay. So that is what we're doing in a nutshell. So today, what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to give you a message from our family of light, or shall I say, golden light. Um, I also, they want to talk to you more. I want to talk to you more about your mission and how to discover that and find it. Um, I want to also tell you a little more shamelessly about this 2 day workshop so I could break down the different days and the flow of it for you. Um, and then we're going to do a first step activation that they were very clear and specific for today, what I was going to share with you. And it's so cool because a lot of this information is channeled. So I have an idea, but when I really like sit down, it takes on all of this new dimension. And so I was really happy with with what we're doing. So I've been doing these things. It's just deeper layers of understanding are emerging, which happens when you actually are of service. So what I love about sharing things with you is that I learned so much in the process of sharing because spirit gives me more and gives us all more when we're generous. Like when we're sharing with other people, it's like, shit, what else? And then, they give you a lot more. So those of you who are already healers, teachers, and do that kind of work know that you're like so much more magical when you're in the space with someone else serving them than when you're just on your own. Is that true for you guys? So this is great. Okay, hi Deborah. Good to see everybody. Everybody take a little breath with me. Yeah, really come closer. Come more present. There's still a lot of like excess energy here, so I'm trying to kind of get you guys coaxing you into your body as best you can. Um and because I'm gonna about to share with you a little message. So what you can do actually is like scoop up around your hands and your head and shoulders and all those responsibilities you're carrying. Go ahead and just hand them off. Hand them off to spirit or the angels. You can pick them up after we talk. So this way you can really more of your full being can participate, on an energetic level. Because again, they're already giving you some of the energy that we're working with. Okay, so here's what they say. And I did my best to interpret it. The stars can't shine without darkness. You have worked hard. You have toiled. Okay, take a breath again, because I really want you to feel into that here. They're talking about work and toil, not this life, not just this life. They're talking deeper, like millennia. You have worked hard and you have toiled. And you can go ahead and feel the truth of that, feel the whatever it is, feel it in your heart or however it manifests. They're saying that your hard work is being acknowledged. So they are like almost tipping their hat to you that all of this learning that you've been doing is being acknowledged, and then this is graduation. You've gotten to move to your next stage of learning. Because of that acknowledgement, they've seen what you've been doing. They're actually right now saying that they're showing me a big sword. You've slayed through a lot of fear. They're just saying you have cut through. I'm literally seeing shit storms. I've been using it metaphorically, but I am saying like you have taken this knife, and to me a sword represents mental power to cut through the bullshit. And that this work has been happening for a long time. Now they're showing this sword light up. They're saying you've been carrying this sword of light for lifetimes, forever almost. And that is part of your work, right? You're in the shit. You're in the shit, but you're cutting, cutting, cutting. And when this light hits the shit, it does transform. So now they're showing me the gold worker work. It's like you're not just cutting through the shit selfishly. You're transforming it, and that transforms others, and that transforms the planet. So, no, interesting. Now they're saying this is your invitation to let all of that go. I actually wrote, let all of that shit go. So, I mean, I was just talking about shit. Let all of that shit go as this new opportunity and the new world is reborn. Allow yourself to become aware of the newness rising inside of you. And again, there's this light. I want you to again slow down, really feel in, sense, and experience that light deep inside of you that is becoming energized. That maybe has been coming energized as we've talked over the last few days, even. They say that this new light that you are holding, this is you. This is your essence. This is your power. This is your superpower. The light body. This is the light body, the creator God, the child within you resurrecting. Can you feel it? They literally ask, can you feel it? But how many of you can feel it already? Feel, sense, know. Say yes if you can feel, sense, or know that aspect of yourself that is slowly coming out of exile. And it may still be kind of like tucked away. That's not a problem. They're saying it's time to shed the skins. And again, the image right now that I'm getting, which is different than when I wrote it out, they're saying shed the skins. And I thought it was this lifetime, but they're showing me lifetimes of skin that you're shedding to emerge as essence. So it's like, it's really beautiful. Shed the skin so that, and I'm seeing this light being emerge from all of those skins, and they're tucking all of those other skins in the past, and you move forward as the light, knowing that you are the light, and not just the human, knowing that you are the God and not just the human. It's time to shed the skins, shed the husks that have veiled your light. And they're saying, do it in love, do it in deep devotion, do it with and in the divine. So they want your gaze now to move from the outer world to the divine within you and the divine above and below you. They're saying to that the real world is inside of you, that everything else is like, they're giving me, I wouldn't use the word illusion, but just a projection. And so the real world is inside of you. Again, that's the age that we're heading into, is this really kind of more internalized space. Oh, yeah, snake imagery, right? Lisa said she saw a snake skin the other day and it reminded you of this. Yeah, so cool. So as they're calling you to shed your skins and the husks that have covered and veiled your light, I want you to take some deep breaths with me right now and just kind of feel into the truth. Enjoy saying yes, emerging continually. Yeah, if you give it a shot, if you give it a chance, it has no choice but to emerge. But it requires a certain level of consciousness or stillness or commitment, devotion as well. So they wanted me to talk about your mission and how to discover it. They say we are so polluted with cultural, psychological, cosmic, and ancestral stuff. Oh wait, no, this is me talking. You know how I know? Because I said bullshit in it. So this is back to me. So we're so polluted about your mission and your divine. Okay, we are so polluted with cultural, psychological, cosmic, and ancestral bullshit that sometimes it's really hard. It's really hard and confusing to discern intuition from what I talked about earlier. Your intuition from trauma response, from fear. Like, how do you really discern that? So it's really, and to really receive clear and direct guidance and execute our dreams. So it's really challenging because we can be so polluted that we don't know. Is this intuition? Is it not? So that's why we need to deepen our psychic abilities, our intuitive abilities. It's one thing to become a powerful psychic healer if you're a psychic healer and you do that for other people. But I say it's more important to be able to do that work for yourself. And then that work obviously overflows into you being a seriously kick ass, mind blowing healer and intuitive. So if you're not already a seriously kick ass and mind blowing healer, you have the capacity to be that if that's what you want. You are a star, so you get to choose your path. so, so I, where did that go? I wanted to talk about, when it comes to finding your purpose. The world that we're moving into, or that we could have a capacity, if we can find that world, because it's a little hidden, not everybody can find it, where we're moving out of the world of living through fear and responsibility and duty, harshness, judgment, tyranny, oppression, slavery, all of those things, to a world where you can make choices, not from fear, but now from love. So we were mostly taught to make choice out of safety, out of fear. So you're going to choose to like go to school, get a job, get a husband or wife, have kids, because that's the standard normal road to go. That's the safest normal road to go. A lot of people make choices in your heart. No, you override what you actually want to do in order to play it safe. So that is the same as making decisions based in fear. It's like a loss mitigation. It's hypervigilance based on trauma. You are like looking at your world and going, okay, how can I reduce maximum harm as often as possible? Oh, I know, I'm going to stay ultra safe, stay in this little bubble, essentially stay in exile. So your mission, your purpose does not develop as profoundly, as magically, as miraculously if you stay in that safe loss mitigation state. And so they're wanting you, gold workers, you have the opportunity to really deepen into your heart, to really hear the voice of truth, and to start moving and claiming your life and crafting, creating your art, which is your life, through the power of love. So they wanted me to say that to you on this last day, is that this sense, this thing that's waking up inside of you, that is the new sheriff in town, even if it's more subtle, that is the voice that we should listen to in balance with reason and logic. Okay, because there's way too many people doing dumbass things because they think their intuition told them to, but really it's a trauma response. They just want to either flee a situation because they're afraid that, whatever, they're going to be abandoned or whatever. It goes deep. So if it feels inspiring to you, if it feels juicy, if it feels fun, that part of us isn't always practical. Sometimes it just wants to play. And that part of us is your God, is that inner aspect of yourself that is doing its best. It communicates in a lot of different ways. Sometimes it communicates like the demon inside of you that's trying to freaking sabotage you. And sometimes it's a soft, sweet whisper, okay? When you start listening to it, it starts being a lot nicer to you, okay? So your mission, who you are, your inspiration, and your impact on others comes with your capacity to hold light. And another way to say that is your capacity to be happy, to be joyful. That's our original state. So there's a lot of this like, oh, just be happy, and like the pursuit of happiness. And it sounds like a freaking cliche, but it is it's like a spiritual bylaw to actually, because it is the most courageous road to follow love. And I want to say this almost as a, not separately, but in addition. When it comes to your unique individual freedom and your unique individual path, you always have to check in with yourself and with the people in your life. So when I was talking about logic and reason, you have to always go, is this in the highest and best for my family too? For my family too, for my partner. Is this a good move for all of us? Sure, we may lose a little cash for a little while. We're investing in this other thing, or I want to invest in this training or this, education or this new car or whatever. Um, we need to move away from just the individual identity, because it can be very narcissistic sometimes and selfish, into being in relationship with others. So your mission can also, and that's where being of service helps. When it comes to your mission, how can I serve? What's going to be in the highest and best for the people that are in my fold? So a lot of times when I'm presenting new work, I go, ooh, this is fun. This is a party. This is juicy. So I go, this is a party. But then I have to check in. Is it going to be a party, and is it appropriate and in alignment for the people that I'm serving right now? So always kind of check in with with that. And it's such a drag to have to slow down. Trust me, my dream house is an RV, which is totally like attainable, right? I want an RV. I want to just get rid of all my shit and just travel around. I can't do that, okay? I can't do that till my kids are dang out of school. So I have to balance my personal, individual need, freedom, desire with my family's needs. But I let myself do a lot, probably a lot more than most people do. I say a lot of yes to myself, way more than I did 10 years ago. So something to keep in mind. How many of you already know that you're moving out of a place where you used to kind of keep your decisions on lockdown, kind of fear-based decisions? Do you sense an opportunity, like the dove has come to touch you, and you get to make new choices now that liberate you, that feel a little more free? Do you have more gumption to think outside of the box? That's part of the stuff that's happening right now. A lot of us will shut it down, but don't shut it down. Keep opening up the gift. Keep opening up the package. Trust me on that one. Okay, so now I want to talk about this 2-day experience, the foundations, the psychic development for badasses, where we're going to get into some seriously, we're just going to get into the deeper work of what I've been talking about for the last 3 weeks. Yeah, so many of you. Good. Choose from love, people. Follow the party. Okay, follow the party. And if you can't do it in this moment, you go, okay, but when? When? How can I make it happen in the future? So when it's a good time for my 10-year-old. Okay. So the first step, day 1 is really the essentials, the foundations of psychic development. But our style, this new style, where we're going to be focusing on detoxing and taking a seriously big old soul dump. So I already talked a lot about dismantling the toxic architecture inside of you. That on day 1, we're going to get to work doing that. So the first step to developing your psychic superpowers is you have to just get rid of the shit, the unconscious shit, the cultural shit, the cosmic shit. So we're going to deal a lot with that and get rid of the poison so that you can inhabit more, your soul essentially can inhabit more of that space. I'm going to teach you how to energetically detox from all those layers that we talked about yesterday of trauma, so that you can feel like yourself again, okay? And so that you can get, a strong sense of who you are, what you need, what you want, why you're here, and so that you can start developing and getting access to your deeper nature. Sometimes our deeper nature is nothing what you think it is. I mean, I'm telling you, I've been blown away at so many levels of what I've discovered, just even about myself. And I'll talk more about that in the 2-day workshop. I need a smaller company for that. I'm not ready yet for the big reveal. Okay. I'll also teach you how to be at peace. I mean, it's really about, isn't it really about being at peace with who you are already? So by removing and doing some of this healing work and these energy practices that we're doing, you're going to learn how to be more at peace in your body and in your life and actually be stoked to be here, want to be here, so that we move from that old energetic of just surviving, 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 more into thriving, wanting to be here. Look, I wanted to exit the planet for the first 35 years of my life. I was trying to escape. I mean, I was doing heroin, crystal meth, crack, cocaine. I mean, literally, I was doing everything except for actually, like, taking official harm to myself because I was too much of a wuss to actually, like, shoot myself or whatever. So, so the fact that so it's important to want to be here because we can't get your work out if you don't want to be, you're resisting, rejecting it. So we need to handle this, and that's what part of the workshop is about getting you inhabited in your body, creating a safe place for you to actually want to be in your body and to feel actual pleasure, hopefully bliss and ecstasy, some level of that in your body during this 2-day workshop. How does that sound so far? I mean, does that sound good? It's going to be like really cool. I can't stress it enough. So that takes us to day 2. Really, day 1, where I'm working the fundamentals, the basics, getting you learning how to detox, and a lot of it is in new ways. So yeah, I got a big hair in my mouth. Okay, so new energy practices. A lot of these I have never even talked about publicly or done publicly. Okay, day 2, mastering your universe by mastering your energy, birthing your creator God, and making miracles. Another term for that is making epic shit happen. So now, day 2, we've made space. So then day 2, we start really targeting the resurrection of the light inside of you. We start fanning the flame inside of you and coaxing it to be in closer contact and conscious communication so that you can get into closer contact and feel your own essence, feel the presence, and feel the bliss of being in the body and the earth. I really want to make sure that by the end of this day, you're going to believe that within you does lie a creator, God, or goddess with the power to shape whatever's happening inside of you, and in essence, whatever's shaping around you. Um, we're going to explore your cosmic origin story. Did any of you do the homework yesterday? We're going to be, again, channeling your cosmic origin story. Okay, this is where we head to the stars. Like, I mean that literally. And looking at your inner mythology so that you can understand more personally what you need, because we're all unique. What does that inner God really need from you in order to heal? And we're going to talk about ways to get it back in balance and get it strengthened and get you in alignment and communicating in a healthy way, as opposed to sometimes a toxic, self-sabotagey way with your inner God. um, we're going to be working on, like I said, it's a psychic development class, but that phrase doesn't cover it. So you're going to be, again, accessing a deeper consciousness, your cosmic consciousness, and we're going to be opening up the energy for that to happen in there. I'm going to show you new ways to work with your energy body so that you can hold more light, more power, more authority, more resilience, and stay aligned with love and the divine. I mean, it takes work. It does take work to do this. This is why it's not a 2-hour. I mean, I'm doing a 3-hour workshop just just on the front end, just to prepare you for a 2-day workshop. Okay, so it's work. Um, I really want you to, as you know, if I've trained you before with the Angel Alchemy Academy, I'm really interested in helping people develop a real felt sense and a real connection and presence with the divine, with their angels, but now not just with their angels, with your own unique fire, your own unique flame, that golden essence inside of you. Um, And by the end, you'll know how to claim and manage your energy as a cosmic, as a creator god. Your spiritual gifts will become more open because we're going to be detoxing and flexing these muscles the whole the whole weekend. Um, and you'll have a more clear sense of who you are, why you're here, and how you want to impact other people and the world. So let me know. I mean, I hope to see it. Let me know if you have any questions about that. So, but I want to ask you, like, how does it sound so far? And again, remember I asked you to open up your body, your heart, your mind. When you feel into this 2-day workshop, does it feel like, does it feel flat in your body? Does it feel exciting? Wow, are you curious? Does it sound like, wow, this is really interesting? It's nothing that I would ever maybe do before, but it's something I'm really curious about. I'd love to kind of explore these aspects of self. That's all stuff that you need to pay attention to because, again, we're coming from an old system of fear-based, not choosing inspiration. We're choosing responsibility. We're choosing, oh, I don't have the time. I don't have, the list goes on of why we stop ourselves from going in bizarre uh, worlds of awesomeness. And so your task as an energetic being is to sense your energy about it, not your mind's energy, your mental energy only, but your heart energy, your mind energy. And just remind you, like, your path, your mission, your purpose isn't on the track of everyone else. It lives in a different space, and so you have to, like, go inwards and begin feeling and experiencing yourself, listening to your heart, to your intuition. So what I want to say is, if there's energy around this in any positive way, I want you to take a close look and give yourself permission, because I'm not telling you to do this training. It is you on the inside, maybe this God inside of you, this part of you that's wanting to wake up, that may be wanting to go. So I don't want you to say no to that part of yourself, because that part of myself has saved my fucking life by having me do really weird things, like so weird. Okay? So so please do, okay? Please take a look. And remember I said yesterday, some people will open up a package. So let's say that this 3-hour training is a package. Santa gives you a gift and you're like, beautiful paper. You open up the paper. Oh, the box is so shiny and good. I'm going to keep this box. And you don't keep opening up the damn package. So some people will keep opening up the package. So if this 3 days has lit you up in any way, okay, and you're like, hey, don't just stop at the box. Open up the package, because if you're lit up, there's something inside of you that may be like ready for more, to see that beautiful avatar doll on the inside, and then to see that beautiful star on the inside. So please keep opening up the package if you are so called. This workshop is not for everyone. I really just want the people who are stoked, okay? I'm not trying to strong arm anyone into it. So I had to say that before we got to this next practice. Awesome. Yasmina's coming. Yay. Yeah, we've had some really sweet people sign up already, so that is great. So yeah, if you're interested, again, yourcosmicsuperpower.com. So who's ready for our practice, our spiritual activation, our DNA activation? You ready? So hopefully you are in a place where you can go inward. So, again, sink into your skin a little bit more. And Carmen Mack is opening up the package. Please do. I teach a lot of energy intuition trainings. I've never taught one like this. It is new material, next level material. And it's really going to be fascinating. A process, if you will. Oh, something else I want to say. Oh, no, I can just tell you afterwards. Let's do our practice first. There are certain bonuses that you can get right now that will expire. So I just want to make sure you know that. $75 off. Right now, there's a 2-pay option, so you can break down the payments in 2 payments. We get Manifesting with the Angels workshop. That was a 2-day workshop I taught. And then Empath Survival Skills Training. So I just want to get that out. There's bonuses right now that will go away after a short amount of time. I forget the date right now. All right, so everybody chill. All right, let's do this. So what the heck is spiritual DNA? All right. So we're part physical. You know that. And then we're part really trippy. The other part is really trippy. And so I already told you my position that we are children of God, gods, goddesses, creators, creator beings, whatever you want to fill in the blanks with. We're stars. And so our star consciousness has its own DNA. and um, and we have been making a mistake with how we think of our bodies. We think of them as my body starts from head to toe. But on a cosmic level, we're fairly fucking massive, okay? Energetically, we can be very massive. And so today's activation is really to show you how to breathe like a god on earth. And it's just the first stage of it. It's not the whole practice, but it's the first juicy little get starter package. What you're about to learn is also excellent in helping you naturally transmute energy as opposed to storing it in your body. And it does it in such a cool way. So when you really get good at this practice and do it enough, your body and your energy field will naturally begin cleansing it. It's like low maintenance. You won't have to be like, I gotta shield myself when I go out there. It's just gonna be like running all the time. So sink into your space, feel your body, feel into your heart. You signed up, Opie? Good. Feel into your heart, you guys. Knowing that inside of you, I want you to actually literally imagine there's a literal being inside of you that has ears, that's listening to you, that knows when you're paying attention to it. And I want you to first say hello. Hello. It's essentially namaste to myself. Hello, God. I see you. I see you. I see the God inside of me. So we're going to do a little invocation. I invoke the creator of all that is and all the creators inside of you to come forward, to perk up your ears, to really show each person here how real you are, how beautiful they are, how they are energy, and how they are connected to all things. And we ask that you help actualize and energize this spiritual DNA to get it started and revved up and ready. So here we go. So taking your awareness into your heart. Take some breaths inside of your body. Just notice your breath and your lungs. And I want you to imagine with your inhale that you're breathing up from your feet to the top of your head and then back down, back to your feet. So with your in-breath, you're going to go up from your feet to the top of your head, and then you're going to move down, back to your feet. Do this for a few cycles, getting a sense of the breath moving up your whole body and down your whole body. So many of us breathe just with our lungs, but breathing through your whole body is a good practice. Okay. So now that you got that circuit flowing, I want you to imagine that there's a cord at the base of your spine, a golden cord or even a rope that goes from the base of your spine down to the very center of the planet, and it plugs directly into the core of the earth. This one does not wrap around the core of the earth. This one plugs directly inside the core of the earth. Go down through the soil and just anchor it. Send your intention, just anchor that cord. Now, if you have a hard time visualizing this, no worries, just use your intention. You can also feel your body and feel it kind of sinking in as you make that connection with the earth. Now, what you're going to do is in your next inhale, you're going to breathe up, not from your feet anymore, but you're going to breathe up from this cord. Breathe up this earth juice from the center of the earth, up the cord, up through your spine, and you may have to breathe it in slowly, up through your spine, through every vertebrae of the spine, and up to the top of your head. Now you're going to imagine yet another cord, golden cord, coming from the top of your head and connecting, rising above the sky, connecting directly with the sun. And you want to just send that cord in there and anchor it. And you're going to trust that the light beings and your solar self, your Christ consciousness essentially, is in there doing what it needs to do to anchor you to the sun, to anchor your light to the sun. So now I want you to take a breath up from the very core of the earth, moving that energy up through your body, your spine, up to all the way up to the sun. And with the exhale, you're going to breathe light, sunlight, all the way down into your, through the cord, into your head, down through your spine, and down to the earth. And you're going to keep doing that. It might take a second to really get a sense of what I'm talking about here, but I want you to concentrate and bring your awareness to the center of the earth and move it up all the way, creating this running circuit of electricity and energy between the sun and the earth. Breathing in and out, as if your body is just a tube and you are the tube that's moving energy. So remember I said you're a child. We are children of the earth and the stars. So we are in the mediating influence between powerful sky energy and powerful earth energy. So when you understand that as the child of both of these powerful energies, the earth goddess, the great goddess, and the sky, you allow yourself to relax a little bit. Because what if you didn't have to be anything? All you had to do is just be a tube, be a tunnel. So keep on breathing from the earth up to the sun and down through the earth. Some of the best work you can do as someone who came here to serve is to be empty, to be silent. So here's a practice in that. Just allowing these two cosmic forces to gently move through your system and mixing them up. So I really want you to get a sense of that. And if you need help, you can go a little slower or a little stronger, depending or faster, depending on how you want to do this. But you really want to start getting a sense that you're moving up and down. There's an energy flow up and down, all the way past your head and all the way down. The next step is to allow this golden cord that connects your body with the earth and connects your body with the star, with the sun. You want to imagine that that cord now becomes so radiant, so full with light that it expands past your body, and that it becomes this tube around you, about, I don't know, 5 feet wide, 4 to 6 feet wide. And as that happens, I want you to just get a sense or imagine or feel that you're sitting in this, essentially an umbilical cord, is what they told me, an umbilical cord between your mother and father, divine mother, divine father. So you're still breathing. Again, this is about emptiness and allowing yourself to be held in these two energies. If you can't see it, let yourself feel it. If you can't feel it, just know it's happening. If you can't just know it's happening, imagine it happening. Feel, sense, know, and witness. And again, we're going to kind of support this process. So if you give me a second here, I want to help you guys out. Breathing all the way up, all the way down. Creating an alignment between our planet, your body, and the center of our solar system. Now I want you to get a sense that this tube, it's not just any old tube, that it's also rotating like DNA. So this is the spiritual DNA getting activated here. So I know it's a lot to imagine. Don't stress if you can't, but I want you to get a sense that there's movement around you, that there's spiral energy moving around you, and that your breath is helping to move that along. Now, you don't have to spin it. It's going to spin by itself. You just become aware of the fact that you're in a moving kind of tunnel. And this movement, what it does, this is in a way the alchemizer. All of this helps to alchemize. But this continual movement, which is not what we often do when we do energy body clearing and healing, this movement helps things continue to clean, continue to rotate, continue to transmute. So now I want you to, with your intention, give spirit, creator, and creator God inside of you to release the first level of toxicity that you'd like to release through this breath and through this tunnel, knowing that whatever gets loosened from you, you're not spilling out into the world. You're keeping it contained in this really genius container, and that energy is going to go wherever it needs to go. But when it goes, your intention is that it gets released and transmuted, transformed into its highest potential, and that it lives in the highest and best place. So again, as gold workers, the consciousness that energy needs to be converted and transmuted. This is your first conscious practice, or maybe not your first, of releasing energy in a way that is sustainable and doesn't spill over into the planet, okay? So we're sending it to the core of the earth. The core of the earth actually neutralizes energy. So if you send it down into the center of the earth, it's going to convert that energy. She's a transmuter too. So we're like our mother, okay? We're like our mother. We can transmute if we know what the hell we're doing. So she does that. And of course the sun, powerful. So it's not up to you where this energy goes. You just simply ask, please take this to its highest form of expression. Transmute it. Turn it into something more awesome, if that's in its highest and best form. So continue to breathe. And with your next few exhales, just let it go. And also know that you are making space already for your light to shine a little brighter inside of you, for more peace to come, for your essence to come forward. for your essence to sit up a little bit more and begin coming out of exile. And so we'll just do a couple more breaths. Just so you get a sense of that. And I want you to bring your awareness back into your heart. I want you to get a sense of always being held in this container. Does your body feel a little more held, a little more safe? We're going to keep this technology around. You can check in with yourself and decide if you want to release the outer bubble, if you want to shrink it back into your center, back into your core. I'm feeling like for right now, it is about coming back into the core so that you don't get energetically overwhelmed. So go ahead and shrink that that column, that cord, shrink it down back to the place where it's internal, since you're not officially doing transmuting work. You can keep your consciousness connected to the sun and to the earth, and set your intention that you're always, connected, that you're grounded to the earth, grounded to the sky, or skied to the sky. And you can surround yourself with any light that feels right. Any light, a shield if you want to, of light. But really your biggest protection comes from inside of you. It comes from your essence, from your light. And so go ahead and give your gratitude and your blessings. You want to bless the earth, bless all the things, the sky, the sun, the spiritual masters who really are the ones that are bringing this work through, in particular, some of the ascended masters. Also, some of the stars are literally coming through, and some constellations that I've been working with. A lot of this information is coming from their support of our planet and our growth. So we're just going to give blessings to the cosmic, to the earthly, to the divine, to ourselves, and to our lives. And I want you to see your body already filled and illuminated with golden light. And keep working with that golden light. So I'm curious, as you come back out of that meditation, you can do that meditation daily, especially in the beginning, to get reoriented to the fact that your body doesn't stop at your head or your legs. Our bodies go very far, way far past the sun and the earth, but it's enough for us to just work with our own solar system, to expand and to work and balance the energies that made us, essentially. So how did that feel for you guys? Did some of it feel clunky? Were you able to get a sense of a clear flow back and forth? In the beginning, it might be clunky. It might feel blocked and obstructed. Again, because it's a different energy practice and it takes work. We're going to be working a lot in decluttering your field so that you can create a good line of communication between all the powers that be. It's like your spiritual spine. Your alignment is important. Your divine alignment is important. So we're starting with the earth and starting with the sun. There's so much more to this practice that I want to share with you. But yeah, did anybody feel any shift for you? Let me know if you felt any shift. Some of you who are more empathic could feel something, sense something. But really, ultimately, this practice is about activating your spiritual DNA. You saw that column of light. That's going to be really important for you to start working with, to being inside. Obi's having chills up and down her spine. And there's just so much more that I want to do with you guys. And Darlene saying, wow, that was extremely powerful for me. My body heated up tremendously. Yes, great. So that's the beginning of the activation. And it really is about becoming embodied, even though we just worked with the earth and the sun. It's a you as the center, as the conduit, um, as the creator. And the creator creates through the divine. So by there's a lot to it. Um, so I can't wait to go through this stuff with you guys. Um, let me know in the comments, even when we get off, what happened for you. What did anything come up for you? Did you notice anything? Feel anything? Have any thoughts? Did you notice obstruction? Did your body feel safer, just more clamped? I mean, there's a lot of different options for this. Um, but again, this is a deeper activation that can help on the cellular level. It can help activate who you are, not just the programming that we've been taught, but who you actually are. It begins waking us up and elevating our mind, elevating our consciousness, elevating our capacity to hold more light, more power, and more purpose. So I hope and Sue saying my feet and crown are tingling, feel lighter. Thank you. So yes, transmuting, gold working, keep working with that for now. And for those of you who feel called to deepen your work and to really dump out some crap, and you're curious about how this cosmic play is really puppeting us, and you want to address that and get rid of it, please do join us. I want to thank you for coming for these last 3 days. I can't believe you guys hung out with me for this long. My our website again is yourcosmicsuperpower.com. That is the beginning practice. We have so much more to do, so much more to discuss, more trippy stuff to discuss. But I am stoked that you are here. You're gold working with me, 1 foot in the shit, 1 foot in the awesomeness, and we will get through this one together. So much love to each of you. And I hope to see you. It's on July 10th and 11th from 10 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. It's going to be two-way communication. Like, we're going to be in a group, so you'll be able to ask me questions directly. And we're going to bring in all kinds of awesomeness into that space. Yeah, thank you, Barbara. Let me just check and make sure I'm not forgetting anything for you guys. Oh, your homework. Okay, so here's your homework, since we've just kind of done done bigger breath and started with the creator breath. Here's your homework. I want you to ask the inner creator, ask the inner God, or God, ask creator outside of you. You can even look at the sun and look past the sun if you need to. Hey, and let God know, hey God, hey creator, I'm ready to serve. Give me a job. And you just keep doing that and keep doing that until we get to and write it down. Give me a job and see what happens. Hold your intention towards beauty, towards love, towards positivity, especially after today. After today, keep everything going towards the love, people. So your mind, elevate it. Think beautiful thoughts. Think about beautiful outcomes for your life, for the world, for the planet. And let's get your magic flowing together. I hope to see you during Psychic Development, guys. So much love. Have a great week, a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.